Hello, hello, hello. Oh, the music ending is very jarring. Let me get this up a little bit. How's it going, guys? How is it going? I think Daddy needs a little energy. You know how it is. Little Kirkland. Call this the Kirkland special. Renato, what's up, dude? Dollar Dylan, how's it going, man? I can't do the highlight chat thing tonight. Like usually it'll like pop up here and like have people's comments. All that stuff's not working right now. I don't know why. Like the back end is just broken on YouTube. So the best we can do is right here. See that? And for the people watching the VOD later, sorry, but I'm gonna try my best to refer to it when it's on screen here. But other than that, yeah, how's it going, everyone? Happy Monday. When was the last time we've had a stream this close to another stream? Because I did one, what, 2 weeks ago? It's pretty good. I was going to build a computer on this live stream because I have one I need to put together. That pile of stuff right there behind me. But I decided to save that for next time. Or maybe not at all. I don't know. Dylan, what's up, man? Let me adjust this real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Corpo shell. Too true. We'll get into that. Don't worry. Don't you worry. We will certainly get into the Corpo shells. I will say, I changed the thumbnail of that, and putting, I think the initial onslaught is over. And I was gonna completely change the title of today's stream because I feel like I made it in anger yesterday, and today I was kind of over it. But I'm like, you know what? No, let's keep it. But today has been better. The like-dislike ratio is still completely screwed. It is beyond fixing for now. But there's been a lot more comments today that were great. Like they were I'm not looking for comments that are like, we love cloud gaming, everything cloud gaming is good. I don't really care about that. It's the fact that people came in and they had an opinion and they gave their take and they gave a good reasoning for their take, using their own experience and kind of their belief system and all that. And that was it. And then that's pretty much like the bare minimum, I think, that I want out of people's comments, is to have like smart people come in and just kind of say what they feel. And that's cool. And I like reading about all of them because, you know, people come from so many different places and they have different wants and needs. And so it's hard to say that cloud gaming is just bad for everyone, because it's simply not. Or that it's good for everyone, because it's also not true. I guess the Xbox handheld that no one wanted is now the clear choice for handheld PCs, and the Switch 2 is the overall champ. Interesting. Why? Are you the Corpo shill of tonight? I know the because the Xbox One is the cheapest, I think, right now, right? Isn't that weird? The Switch 2's overall champ. I like the Switch 2, actually. I know a lot of people don't like it, but if you liked the Switch 1, the Switch 2 is just a better Switch 1 by like every means. I would say I didn't like the Switch 1. I was like okay with it, you know, but the Steam 2 I actually do like. I like playing on it, even though I don't play on it that often. The Steam Deck price increase, yeah. The Steam Deck price increase is rough, man. It's a bad look because it also means that there are other stuff coming out that they just announced a few months ago will also have a price increase. The Steam Frame and the Steam what did they call this, the console? Steam machine? I don't know. Whatever the Steam machine and the Steam frame are going to be significantly more expensive. The fact that the OLED starts at like $780 now is like, man. And I understand that Valve is not necessarily, like, people like to get very mad, of course. As a rational human being and someone in the tech industry, I understand that Valve, like every company, like Nintendo, like PlayStation, like Xbox, don't want to increase prices because they know it means less sales. But at a certain point, they can't eat the costs, right? They can't eat the cost of the AI RAM increases and storage and all that. Like, what are you supposed to do? You just have to raise prices, or you just start burning through cash. Like, I saw a lot of people say that they believe that these companies have enough money and they should burn through it. And I get that, but that's not how business works, and that's not really how anything works. You know, like, it's just not how it works. So it'll never be like that, unfortunately. A $200 increase is just gross, though. Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping they find a way to get it down, but it is what it is. There's like literally no way around it. It was either we pay for that, and what we don't know is that their margins have probably also gotten smaller. So what we like to think is, well, they're charging us $200 more because they have to pay $200 more. Well, no, what's more likely is that they have to pay $250 to $300 more, and they thought $200 was like the least they could pay, and they're still going to eat more into their margins. Because the Steam Deck originally was never a moneymaker, and I doubt the OLED was a moneymaker either, to be honest. It was just so low priced with an OLED screen. So Steam Decks never were meant to make a shit ton of cash. It was mostly to funnel people into the Steam ecosystem. So I don't know, like, and I don't want to give Valve a pass. I'm saying this about Nintendo, about Sony, Xbox, anyone who increases prices. Like, none of them wanted to do it. None of them. Actually, $300 for the 2 terabyte. That's the better deal, unfortunately. It's unfortunate that the better deal now is that at $300 for the 2 terabyte. Even though I'm not saying it's a good deal, I'm just saying it's a better deal than the baseline, which just sucks. So yeah, it's a bad time. What's Brownie doing? I don't know. He's probably hanging out downstairs. I was hanging out with him earlier. He might come in here later. He's doing good though. He's hanging out. But yeah, there's and it sucks that the Steam Deck thing happened like a month after I made a video saying that the Steam Deck is a good value. But what I think the main, maybe it's just me. Maybe I have a bad way of writing videos. I wrote the Steam Deck video as a way of saying, if you bought the Steam Deck when it came out, man, you made a good purchasing decision. Still going strong, still good value. And people saw it as, if you buy a Steam Deck now, it's a good value. And that was before the price increase, which I did kind of believe as well, even though they were sold out. And I talk about that in the video. And so now that whole video is just, you know, it still makes sense to me, because the idea is that it's even better value now. If you bought a Steam Deck when it came out, or a year after, or 2 years after, it's even better value now because the newer ones are more expensive, right? Like, I don't know how to explain that, but that's just how that works. If things go up in price and you already own them, that means the value has gotten better. That's just, like, am I crazy? I don't, but a lot of, you know, people just love to hate shit. They just hate everything online. I was kind of sold after your video on the Xbox Ally. Yeah, the Xbox Ally hasn't gone up in price yet, the cheapest one. And it was actually on sale, back down to that holiday price, the $4.99, which was like a month ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I saw it on sale again in certain places. So it's pretty good. I like it, but you have to go into it, you know, and you saw the video, so you know, like, understanding it's not the most powerful, but it is comfortable. I wanted a Steam Deck for $600. It was worth it, but now I might as well get an ROG Ally. Yeah, and that's kind of the price increases on the Steam Deck are now helping out the competitors, because now it's like less of an obvious choice. Yeah, and especially since SteamOS is coming out to more handhelds with like more actual native support from Valve, it is actually getting harder and harder to justify buying a Steam Deck. It's not the default good choice anymore, you know what I mean? Like, you actually have to weigh your options. Yeah, if you bought an Xbox or a PS5 or something, you have an ROI. Yeah, exactly. Especially if you bought it day one and you got to use it over time. Yeah, it's great. It's more powerful than the Steam Deck, though, isn't it? The cheaper one, I believe the cheaper one is. It's hard to compare them because they're not the exact same chip, but I would say yes, it is technically more powerful than the Steam Deck. It is, and it's more efficient, I believe. Well, no, sorry, it's more powerful, but in certain loads at low wattage, the Steam Deck is more efficient. But it's still pretty close. But yeah, so technically it is cheaper, but not by much. Or sorry, not cheaper. Sorry, it is more powerful, but not by much. But it does have a better screen than the LCD OLED, and it's more comfortable, and it's got a bunch of other stuff. And if you put SteamOS on it, yeah, that's you're good, man. But it is bulky, man. Like it's those handles are really, really comfortable, truly. But that it makes the whole thing one big brick, and it's hard to put into a backpack, and you need a big purse for it, and that can get annoying for some people. Don't worry about the hate. It's called hate for a reason. It's just noise, really. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I don't mind hate. I think being misunderstood is more of something I don't like, and it could be my own reasoning for like not writing properly, or maybe being too optimistic in a video. I think people kind of want to hate things. They want to rally around certain slogans and words, and basically if you are either against us or you're with us, and there's no medium ground. There's no, people have different needs and wants. It's just one way or the other. That's just how it is. And that's unfortunate because it's not that simple when it comes to hardware. Especially a lot of people excuse my wokeness, but they truly don't check their privilege. They live in this bubble where they think everyone has the same financial situation as them, and they forget that the rest of the world exists. They think even if they aren't rich, they believe that if they can afford it, everyone can, and that's like one step of it. Just because someone can afford something doesn't mean they want it, doesn't mean they should get it. There's like so many options to bring people down to it, but a lot of people just simply don't think about that. They don't care. And that vocal minority are the ones who leave comments, and those are the ones who downvote videos. And if it's just a few, I don't mind. But that cloud video is sitting at it's a little bit better than yesterday. I think it's at 81% now. Yesterday was like 70. And what that means is that 70% of people upvoted it and 30% downvoted it. And so that sounds fine. It's like, oh, that's not that bad. It's a C, right? But you need to understand the average on YouTube is like 98% upvote. People don't downvote videos unless they truly, honestly hate it, or it's spam, or it's something like garbage. People don't downvote videos. So when the average is 98%, even 90% is like pretty bad. And anything below that is like, this video might be a scam. And so it tells YouTube, don't recommend this video to people. They don't like it. Something's wrong with it. But people are downvoting the thought of cloud gaming because they feel so passionately against it. Which, if you watch the video, I'm also kind of against it in a lot of ways. Like, I straight up say this isn't for everyone. And I mostly talk about the video about, what I liked about it, what I disliked about it. But people don't want to hear that at all. They're like, don't talk about it. Don't even think about it. Ignore cloud gaming. Act like it doesn't exist. I didn't even know there was a free tier, and it's pretty decent. Yeah, I think for short bursts, the free tier of GeForce Now is not bad. If you play the correct games. So the free tier on GeForce Now gives you a 1 hour session max, but you can get out of it and then come back in if you really wanted to. You have to watch ads before you do it, and you have to get in queue. So if it's like a really busy Friday night, you might be waiting 5 or 10 minutes before you can start your game. And it only uses an RTX 3050, which we all know is not that powerful of a card. But if you're playing like an older game, and you're only playing in 1080p at this point, 1080p 60, because you're on the free tier. But like I said in the video, I played Darksiders on it. I played like a bunch of older AAA games or like low quality games on my handheld, and it's great. But it's free. Yeah, it's free, dude. Like, they allow you to do that in really short sessions. It's pretty cool. I liked that a lot. I go to the bathroom daily. I can handle bulk. Hey man, I enjoyed the video. It's from Condor. I use remote play with my PC and I use Boosteroid. It's the best. I have a 200 connection. Oh, nice. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Very cool. I use remote play with my PC and I use Boosteroid. Okay, so we've got someone here who uses both. That's pretty cool. Pretty rare. But that's awesome. Yeah. See, I love hearing different combinations of stuff people use. Like, it's all about like what you use to get your desired quality and you know, how many devices you have or whatever. But that's pretty cool, man. It definitely has its use cases. Yeah. And like I said in the video, like, man, playing really intensive AAA games on the Steam Deck or the lower end Xbox Ally, it is not a good time, man. Like, I don't like playing extra low settings, 800p, and, you know, upscaling. You have to have like FSR on, and you're still barely breaking 30 FPS, and the game looks like dog shit. That sucks. I understand it's a 7-inch screen on a Steam Deck, but still, it just doesn't look good and sucks. So like playing Expedition 33 that way is not a great time. But like on GeForce Now or Boosteroid, man, you can crank the settings. It's like at 60 FPS, 1080p, and it scales it down to 800p for you, and the latency is fine. It was great, man. It makes your handheld feel way more premium than it actually is. Obviously, you can't get that if you're on a plane, right? Because, you know, it's obviously not going to work. Well, for now, until they start rolling out Starlink more often, which would be, it's crazy. I can't wait to try out the Starlink. But it's pretty cool. I don't know if I'd pay $20 a month just to play some AAA games on my Steam Deck that I already own, but it's an option. I think no, I think the $10 tier would be better for that, because you don't need 4K if you're playing on a Steam Deck. So just $10 a month for a lot of people, that's like good value to them. You know what I mean? No, man, we all watched the video. They're just a-holes. I am trying my hardest, and I appreciate that. But the problem is that you guys are in the live stream, and that's because you guys are on my side, right? And I appreciate that, I do. But in reality, those people do exist, and they do have their own opinion, but you guys are all on my side, so you're incredibly biased in my favor. And you guys understand me, and you know my video style, and you know like how I think about things. Those people don't. They come in, it's probably the only video of mine they've ever watched. And so I'm trying to come at it from a point of like a perspective that they don't know me, and they're not on my side, and while I think they are a little bit too aggressive towards cloud gaming, some of them do make some good points. It's just that they're the way they go about it is not cool. Even if they were on my side, I would say the way they're going about it is not cool. Going into like leaving comments that just provide no value. Even if it was on my side, I'd be like, dude, you can't just say shit in the comments without any kind of context. Like, give people your opinion, give some context, leave a smart comment, and we can have a conversation. People can talk about it in the comments, and like it can actually be a comment section, not just people yelling into the void to get their voice heard. Like, that's horrible. That's not the kind of audience I want to cultivate. That's how I know they're not average watchers, because they wouldn't do that kind of stuff if they were. They're just new people showing up because of the algorithm. So it is what it is. I use GeForce Now, Boosteroid, and xCloud. xCloud is my favorite. Very cool. Is it still called xCloud? I don't think we call it xCloud anymore. I think it's called Cloud Gaming on Game Pass. Like, I know it used to be called xCloud, but I don't think they call it xCloud anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't seen the word xCloud in a while. It tells me you're old, man. Used it when I had my 1070. Now I have a 9060 XT 16 gig. Yeah, so you used cloud gaming to bridge the gap while you were trying to save up for more hardware. A great use case for cloud gaming, and that's probably one of the best use cases, to be honest. Wait, are you telling me that not everyone can't? You're telling me that everyone cannot afford a $1,000 57 Ti? Dude, it's not as bad on YouTube, but if you go onto TikTok, the comments are basically children saying what you just said, but unironically. Like, they're all trying to flex how much money they have, and truly they're like, there's no point in playing in PC unless you're playing at 4K 144. And I'm almost convinced that none of them are playing at these levels, or I don't know. Like, that's the pervasive TikTok audience that I've seen on videos that I post. I don't post there that often, but the few times I do, that's what I see. People basically, everyone on TikTok is rich and they're children, and if you are playing on a PC, there's no point in playing unless you drop $2 or $3 grand on a PC, which, you know, it's an interesting audience over on TikTok. If you want to lose some brain cells, it's a great place to be. I still think you guys are sleeping on Game Pass Ultimate. If you want to stream unlimited amounts of time per month, you also have a library of over 1,200 games to stream right away. Yeah, for sure. I think Game Pass is a good value for a lot of people. The problem is that Dylan, you're new to PC gaming. I am not. And I have a lot of games I need to play first before I even start introducing new ones. You know what I mean? And so that's why the value of Game Pass does not have as much value to me as I would say a lot of people do, because I have so many games already that I haven't played. And that's like we talking about the backlog. I know we talked about my backlog. I went through my list, guys. Let me tell you. I went through my list of Steam games. So Steam, Battle.net, Ubisoft, EA, all of them. Epic. Okay, I went through all of them. I brought all my games in a list, and I removed all of the only multiplayer games, all the meme games, all the roguelites, like games that don't really have a good start and end point. I removed them. And then I removed all the games I've already completed. I removed all the test servers and all that garbage, and I went through it. And I have 450 games that I need to play. Okay? And even if I cut out 100 of them, which I would say were like free games that I got that are like incredibly indie, and maybe they're just low priority, right? Because I have no idea what they are, I would still have 350. So the fact that it's like, hey, get Game Pass, it has all these games, I'm like, I have enough, you know? Like, and I think Game Pass is great for people who are new to PC gaming or who don't have a huge catalog, but man, I'm good for now, you know what I mean? But maybe in the future, I don't know. Maybe if I get through these, I would love to jump on there more often and see what I can do. I think the idea that you can subscribe and unsubscribe when you want is great. Like, people sleep on that. Like, maybe I subscribe for a month, I play the new Forza or whatever, and then I'm good. I just leave. If I know I was never gonna play Forza more often, like a single player game or something, I can pay the $15-20 for that 1 month and then just be good. And yes, I don't own that game, but maybe I don't want to own that game. You know what I mean? That's probably the value that I would bring out of it, personally. But, you know, people have different wants and needs and stuff. And as Game Pass gets more and more expensive, even though they had a nice price decrease recently, it's harder and harder to justify it for a lot of people. But for a good chunk of people, Game Pass is a great value. I think people think that they just have to have it rolling 24/7. It's like, dude, you can do a month here, a month there. Like, you don't have to keep it like this lifetime subscription. Honestly, I think 92 to 95% is still fine for tech videos specifically, especially for genuine creators like you who are sharing your real thoughts and not just posting videos for validation. Yeah, I mean, you'd think so, but truly, YouTube will penalize you for anything under like 95. Because honestly, I'm telling you, the average on YouTube is like 98%. And so having anything below that hurts you. Because if you have a 92%, that means nearly 10% of people, 1 in 10 people, thought your video was so unacceptable that they downvoted it, which people don't downvote. So the fact that they do is like a big deal. It's not like my channel's gonna get deleted or anything, but it does hurt that specific video hugely. But I appreciate the nice thoughts, and yeah, dude, posting videos for validation is something that I can't stand, and it's something that no shade, but there's people like Moist Critical who will post a video with the most simple take on any subject ever that 99% of people agree with, and post it as a video as if he's some kind of hero. Okay? And he puts no effort into his videos. Sorry. You can't just, oh, here's a topic, they're poisoning babies for money. Hey guys, the poisoning babies for money scandal is unreal. That's the title of the video. Thumbnail is just a copy and pasted picture from an article about it. Hey guys, we need to talk about the shit that just happened. Honestly, I think it's a pretty bad idea that they're poisoning babies for money. I'm gonna read an article about it to you because you guys don't know how to read. And then I'm gonna give a take that we all kind of agree on, that I think poisoning babies are bad. Call me a hero. 1 million views in 5 hours. That's every Moist Critical video. The most basic, simple take, talking into a camera, no editing, no nothing, no effort. And just the most basic, bland takes you've ever seen anyone have. No devil's advocate, no differencing opinions. It's just, what does everyone think? I will agree with them, and I will make a video to be a hero. And it's like, come on, dude. I think that's great for kids. I don't want to run my channel like that. I want to have a dialogue, and I want us to talk about stuff that, you know, some things are generally pretty bad in the tech industry, but there's a lot of reasons behind it. It's never just this people are evil most of the time. Like 99% of the time, it's never that simple. And so I just don't ever want to be that kind of video creator. I want to look on the good side of stuff. I don't want to be a hate channel like Gamers Nexus where I say everything fucking sucks. I want to say, well, let's find the good in something. Like, surely there's something good here. It's so popular. Like, I don't want to leave those people out. There's a lot of people in cloud gaming, millions. They have millions of subscribers around the world. India, in particular, has a huge cloud gaming subscriber base. So by saying this sucks and no one should use it, you're just saying all those people aren't allowed to game? Why not? Like, let's not demonize these people. Like, if they are using it and it's working for them and they're happy, let's find out why. Like, we come from places of privilege over here. So, like, let's figure out, like, what's going on? Why? What's the appeal? And you try to get in their shoes and you try to figure out what is going on. And instead of just saying it's bad, you'll own nothing and like it, it's like, that's too easy. It is too easy to just comment that. You can't just comment things and say, I'm a hero, micro shit. And like, it's not that simple, and it's lazy and it's ugly, and I hate it. Like, it's not how I want to run my channel. The Condor 1994 says, I'm running Bazite on my PC. Very cool. So I tried the day pass for GeForce recently for Fortnite. My PC can't run it due to anti-cheat. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so that is one thing I didn't talk about in the video, just because I had too long of a portion of it. Yeah, you can't really play a lot of anti-cheat stuff. Like any Riot stuff through GeForce Now doesn't work. But I think it works through Boosteroid. And there are some VAC stuff that just simply doesn't work. And especially, yeah, like you said, on Bazite, on Linux, some stuff just doesn't work. Mostly competitive stuff for the same reason that it doesn't work natively. Which is kind of annoying. Yeah, very annoying. Usually it works. It's weird that it wouldn't let you work. Yeah, I don't know. It's very annoying. Grimlong says, yo, what's up, Grimlong? Good to see you, dude. How's it going? You mean the latency? Latency. Latency was pretty funny. You guys, see, this is the thing. You guys are on my side, so you thought that was funny, which it was supposed to be funny. So many comments just got mad at me. How could you be so stupid and not know how to say the word latency? It's like, guys, it's a joke. Relax. So I'm telling you, half a dozen comments saying, and it wasn't just like, haha, that was funny. It's like, you stupid American. How could you not know how to say latency? Like, dude, I've heard British people say latency, okay? Don't come at me. I am not a fan of the streaming services, but I'm also not an a-hole and can see that some people can find value in them. It's literally that simple. Like, how hard is that to express that opinion in a comment? Totally fine. You can have your opinion as long as you have a good reason for it and you say it. Yeah, why not? That's great. But over GeForce, it works great. Okay, you're talking about Fortnite. Fortnite works great over GeForce. Wait, hold on. Over well, earlier you said I tried the day pass for GeForce for Fortnite and it didn't work. And then you said over GeForce, it works great. Oh, are you saying, yeah. You're saying so Linux can't run Fortnite natively, but GeForce can. Okay, that's what I thought is how it should work. Yes, because it's running it on a Windows virtual machine. Very cool. I've got 100 Epic games and 410 on Steam. Dude, Condor, how many of those Epic games were free? Let's be honest. There was a time where they were giving out like 5 games a month. But still, that's a lot, man. How many of those 510 games have you actually played? Or rather finished? How many have you finished? Bro, even coming from a console background, I have hundreds of backlog games. Yeah. But getting the day one games for no extra money is killer. Yeah, that is pretty cool. It's also the main way I get games on my PC. It works for me, I guess. Yeah, fantastic. I got a rule for myself that if I know that I will not get to the game within the next 30 days, I won't buy it. It helps me get through the backlog. That's pretty smart. That's once I get through my backlog, that's the rule I'm gonna have. I avoid Gamers Nexus because I feel he is too negative. So do I, unfortunately. And I hate that, but that's how it has to be, unfortunately. Like, he just hates they hate everything. There's nothing they like, and they will nitpick something. The one thing I hate the most on Gamers Nexus is they'll show a computer, like let's say they bought a pre-built computer, and the cold open will be a screw that is a quarter turned too loose. And it's like, and then he'll start, what is this? Oh my God, acting like the end of the world and laughing like it's the funniest thing ever. Like, oh, how could they be so stupid? It's like, dude, that happens in shipping all the time. And in your like, I get it, yes, but I like the smugness of it. I don't like it, man. I don't like the smug attitude that I'm better than you. I can't take criticism, and I'm right and you're wrong and you're stupid. Like, when was the last time Steve played a game? Let's be honest, dude. Like, when was the last time he actually sat down and played a game? His name is Gamers Nexus. I guarantee he hasn't played an actual game in years. I don't understand the appeal. Moist Critical has the personality of a wet blanket. I don't think he's a bad person. I don't know anything about him personally. But and I don't know his personality off of camera, I'll be honest. I don't know too much about him, but I just know from what I know of his content, it's very dry and not very funny. Like, I've watched a few videos just because I want to know about what I talk about, and he has a humor that appeals to like 12-year-olds, but he doesn't even try to be funny most of the time. He'll just say, I don't know. It's kind of like he'll recap something that happened. Why do we need that? Go read the article. It takes 5 seconds. We don't need man with long hair to explain the baby poisoning is crazy. Okay, your audience are stupid. They can't figure that out on their own. They need you to read to them an article like they're babies. Come on, have more faith in your audience. They're not stupid. People can figure this stuff out on their own. What are you providing to it? He'll do like these 2010 era AVGN type takes, like or not takes, jokes, where he'll say, yeah, this, I would really slam the dick of this because it fucking slammed the dick and shit. And it's like, it's so like 2010 type of 16-year-old humor, and it's just weird. I see it, and it has 7 million views in a couple days. I'm just like, who's watching this? Who is enjoying this? It's nothing. Like, and it's not that it's bad, it's that it's nothing. It's literally just nothing. You turn a camera on and you read an article, and then you say a little edgy joke, and then video over. And you don't even work. You don't make a nice thumbnail. You just put a picture up, and you can just make so much money, like unfathomable amounts of money doing basically nothing. It does not propel the service forward. It does not propel content forward. It's just kind of nothing. Unfortunately, I wish it was bad, because then at least it would be something. I agree. I just don't want that energy in my life. Base take. I really liked Moist in Dispatch. Did he do a voice in that game? That's cool. Like I said, I don't have anything against him personally. I don't know anything about him personally. It's just his content's bad. Sorry, not bad. Nothing. I remember not too long ago when Gamers Nexus shit on Jay's 2 cents, and Jay invited him on, and his rhetoric toned way down. Yeah, I think he's more of a, what's it called? A keyboard warrior. He'll talk a lot of shit, and then when he's in your face, he's like too scared to say anything. I don't know, man. Yeah, his unlikable on-screen persona. That's how I feel. It's just kind of nothing. I think that it is a PewDiePie type thing. Once you get so big, you just get bigger from doing any content. Yeah, for sure. It is like that. Seeing people praise PewDiePie for, I mean, at least PewDiePie finds someone to edit his video in a way that's interesting. And at least PewDiePie, like, has emotions and has different takes that aren't that popular sometimes, and like, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't even like PewDiePie really, but at least he does something. He does stuff, and he has opinions, and he edits his videos and makes thumbnails, or he has people make them for him or whatever. Like, at least it's something, man. But he will get a lot of praise recently for his technology and AI stuff that he's doing on the side. He'll post something that like any 19-year-old Indian guy on Twitter who's into AI will do and put on GitHub, and they will the fact that PewDiePie does it, it's like, oh, he's a god, and like a lot of people will like repost it or like make news articles about it because PewDiePie did it, and it's like not the most astronomical kind of stuff. It's pretty standard stuff for a lot of tech enthusiasts or people in the AI world. But because PewDiePie did it, they expect him to be a stupid person. Like, how can he be capable of doing this? It's like, well, he's not stupid. Like, he figured it out. But then those videos will get millions of views regardless. He could post a video of him pooping into a toilet and it'll get 10 million views. That's just kind of how it works. Didn't PewDiePie take a huge hit over some racist stuff he said? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said the N-word on a stream, and that's about the extent of it, as far as I remember. And that was like 10 years ago, maybe, something like that. Maybe 8 years ago. But apparently people got over it, so. Hard R, actually? Okay. Well, there you go. Could you imagine if my career ended? What if I just said a slur right now? And then people would post it to Livestream Fails, and then people would downvote my videos even further. Which would be a justified downvote, unlike the other ones. I think that's fair. will say the let me see what the upvote is right now. It did a little bit better. I'm hoping to get it to at least 90% over time. It's at 83%. Better than 70, but it's an uphill battle. If YouTube doesn't recommend it, it's not going to get any more views, and then it won't get any upvotes. So it is what it is. I think cloud gaming has a lot of good stuff on it, and I think it helps a lot of people. And I think some people, it's just a non-starter for a lot of people, and that's okay too. But let's not demonize it, because truly there's a lot of people, there's millions of people who, without it, they would not be able to play any games ever. And I would rather them be able to play games, because why not? This channel's always been about having the most amount of ways for people to play games, whether it be on cloud or tablets or phones or cheap PCs, like, you know, whatever we can do to get the most amount of games in the most amount of people's hands has always been this channel's top goal, even without monetary issues. Nathan Tasker, what's up, Nathan? Don't worry about being late. How's it going, man? Grimlock says, I wouldn't tell. Go ahead. No. I wouldn't tell. Go ahead. Yeah, that's a loyal dude to a fault. What's for dinner? I had a small dinner earlier. It was basically chicken nuggies. If anyone's familiar with, I forget what they're called. They're from Costco. They're basically chicken nuggies in a bag, frozen, but they have really good macronutrients. And even though they're breaded chicken nuggies, they have a pretty high protein content because it's made from chicken breast, and there's not that much bread on it, so it's not that many carbs or fats. So it's like a really pretty healthy way to get chicken nuggies. And yeah, we just heated it up. And then of course I got to use the leftover Chick-fil-A sauce that I hoard anytime we go to Chick-fil-A, which isn't often, but Nathan says, I'm good, bro. Also, I didn't hate the cloud gaming video. I thought it was quite interesting and informative. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But that's because you're familiar with the channel, Nathan. And you're a rational being. Many people are not. They're not fans of the channel or me, and they're not rational. So that was bad. But it's getting better. Truly, the comments today have been more steady. Like in terms of people like giving their opinion, saying why they like it or why they don't like it, and then having conversations below that, which is pretty cool. What's up, y'all? What's up, GJ Cool? I had white people taco night, taco shells from the grocery store. I look, if someone handed me one of those tacos, I would eat it. But I have never purchased a hard taco, ever. I don't think. If I'm going to Taco Bell, I'm getting the soft tacos. I don't see the appeal. Okay, well, I take it back. Jack in the Box. I guess those tacos are technically hard, but it's different because they're deep fried, which is like you cook a taco and then you deep fry it, which is a Mexican style of taco. I forget what it's called. But that hard shell taco shell that you get from the grocery store or whatever, I've never purchased. I've had it before because living in America, especially in Texas, it's unavoidable. Someone's going to serve it to you somewhere. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I just don't buy it. You have to get the Doritos shell taco. Okay, I think I have tried that actually. I'm almost positive I've tried it out of curiosity. It is pretty good. I would prefer it to be soft though. That was the worst part about it, is that it was a hard taco. I just buy the big bottle of Chick-fil-A sauce. It's pretty good. I just don't use it. I don't eat enough stuff that would justify putting it on there. And I like to make my own sauces, so I just we just keep everything from if we go out to eat, which or go out to eat to fast food, which is not often, but so whenever it does happen, we have a big stockpile. We did go to Panda Express a few days ago. That was pretty good. You're soft, Jason. I know. I do like a soft taco, man. And I prefer flour over corn. What's a good free VPN? I got nothing. Movad is only $5 a month and it is worth it. Okay. I don't know. I use NordVPN, not because they're great or anything. I've used private internet access in the past. That was fine too. When I lived in China, I used ExpressVPN. So I've tried a few. They're all fine. I use NordVPN now because they had a deal on Rakuten. And if anyone's familiar with Rakuten, it's like they give you cash back on stuff. So it'll be like shop at Lululemon and get 5% back of your order. And then you open up a browser and you buy your stuff, and then Rakuten sends you 5% of your order back. NordVPN had a deal on there where it was like buy a 2-year subscription, get like 98% back. No, I take it back. It was like 95%, but I had a 10% bonus from some coupon I had. So it was like 105%. And I'm like, they're about to pay me to get this NordVPN. And that's not what happened. But they did basically give me 2 years of NordVPN for free. I got like the whole thing 100% off. They didn't pay me back the 5% or whatever, which would be pretty funny. But I did get it for free, and that was pretty cool. So that's what I've been using for the past year. Actually, that was about a year ago, yeah. I don't use VPNs that often, so it's not that big a deal. If I didn't have it, it's not the end of the world, but it's nice to have sometimes. There's a bunch of people here and only 3 likes. Do better, chat. Yeah, chat, what the heck? I like ExpressVPN and private internet access personally. Using ExpressVPN right now. Very cool. ExpressVPN was great because it was one of the few VPNs that actually worked in China. But it was very expensive, man. Truly. They didn't run deals or anything at the time. This was back in 2016. And it was like $16 a month, which is a lot, but there's not many that actually work well in China. So it's like you're going to pay extra because, hey, at least it works. And if you were in America and I could tell you, hey, 70% of the internet is locked, would you pay $16 a month to unlock it? Yeah, I would. That's good value, man. You know what I mean? So I paid it every month regardless. It was one of the best investments ever, to be honest. Yeah, don't forget to spam that like button. Spam it until, because you're going to unlike it and then like it and then unlike it, unlike it. So spam it until it hits like and then stop spamming it. And then when it has, it's blue and it's like highlighted and that implies that you did like it, that's when you stop spamming it. And then we're good. And hit that subscribe button. Slam your face on your keyboard until the subscribe button is hit once, and then don't slam your head anymore because that's not good, but And go and hit the join button and pay $5 a month to get your name at the end of every video. Windscribe? Probably the best free option despite its data cap. I've never heard of it. And pay the sub fee! Pay the subscription fee! I got, I was gonna check this out. I got a care package today from a company that some of y'all might recognize. And it came with a little case too. So this is a kind of a different thing that maybe some of y'all, I know some of y'all like these things. There is a huge influx of like these handhelds, the retro emulator handhelds that range anywhere from like $20 to like $500. You know what I'm talking about? You've got the Ain Thor is very popular right now. The Ain Odin, the Retroid Pocket. Those are all pretty popular ones. The more high-end ones are Android, which is great because it has a lot of compatibility. And the lower-end ones run like a small version of Linux. I've seen Onion OS and some other stuff. This company, they sent this to me. They're not paying me, so I'm not going to say anything nice about them. I just thought it'd be fun to open it on air. They sell an Android one, but I think it's the cheapest Android one on the market because Android generally will make you pay more. This one I think is about $90, and it runs Android. And I think the next one up that runs Android is like $140 or something from a different company. So I don't know how they're doing it. It's not as powerful as like the Ain Thor. Grimlong says he has the Ain Thor, very nice. Because the Ain Thor can play like Switch games, which is crazy, just crazy. This cannot. I think the best this can do is like PSP, GameCube, PS2, and it's not even going to be all of PS2. It's only going to be most of it. And this is from a newer company called Mangmi. Never heard of them. I looked them up. This is the only product they sell, so they're burning through investor cash or something. This is called the Mangmi Air X, and I think they sell this for like $90, something like that, $100 maybe. Oh, hold on. We've got a visitor first. Hey. Sorry to blue ball you on the Mangmi, but we've got a little visitor here. Hey, say hi. Say hi. No, he's not happy right now. He just wants to walk on my desk and knock over my camera. Here it comes. He's gonna knock it over. I'm holding it down. Y'all can't see it. He's standing in front of the camera. There you go. He wanted to go to the window. Then you equal like me and get Jason's mug beside your name. Yeah. If you become a subscriber, you get my face as your icon. I should probably do something better. That sucks. I'm still sore that I didn't win the one in the giveaway. You need a pet thread in the Discord, Jason? Go make it up. You're a mod. I think you're able to. If not, I can do it later. I bought a Switch Lite for $40 and I'm going to mod it and case swap it to play a ton of games. Very cool. Wow, $40. It's a good deal. Brandy's in the chat. Hell yeah. Let's see what we got. Big box. Looks like a PSP. I mean, that like, or a Switch Lite, really. That looks like a Switch Lite. Actually, not a PSP. We've got some screen protectors, big phone tampon, pad, maxi pad, charging cable. Let's see what we got here. It's got, man, they love doing this SNES color scheme, man. Oh no, it's not SNES, but they do like this gray retro style. I think they know who their audience is. It's all boomers like me. Pretty nice. I think it's a 5.5-inch screen, so it's like a kind of like a smaller Switch Lite, kind of, and it runs Android. Let's turn it on. You know what's funny? They sent me, this was a care package, so like I said, they sent it for free, but they didn't pay me, and they just said, hey, if you like it, make a short on it. I'm like, okay, well maybe, we'll see. But in the care package, they sent the carrying case, which is nice, and then this very Chinese micro SD card. It looks like a SanDisk. It is not a SanDisk. What if they already put games on it? Wouldn't that be cool? There's no way they did. It's still in the packaging. Ooh, it's booting. Ooh, pretty bright. Look at that. It's like shine. Look at that. It's bright. You can't even see it. It's so bright. I gotta turn the brightness down. Oh, wow. It feels pretty good. The handles actually, I don't know if y'all have watched a lot of my content, and I mean like a lot. Like, this is a deep cut. I don't like handhelds that have flat edges, much like the 3DS, much like the Ain Thor. And if I'm gonna use something like that, I need to have a grip on, because having a flat thing really aggravates this muscle in my hand, this tendon, and I can only play for like a few minutes. It's horrible. It's only if it's flat. So I like when we have these curved, raised edges on anything. Every handheld has this, except for the original ROG Ally. ROG Ally is kind of very angular and sharp lines, and it doesn't pass the test for me. So I do like that has this kind of bump. And I would say this is, holding it right now, it feels okay. That doesn't feel too bad. Because remember, these have to fit all hands. And I would say my hands are a little bit bigger than average. This feels okay. Do I have to connect to the internet? Next. Oh, it wants to pre-install a bunch of apps for you. Let's skip that. That's cool though. I want to get to the home page. Nice, yeah. Let me turn down the brightness so I can show it on screen. It's pretty stock Android, but it lets you boot a bunch of emulators if you want. There we go. Try not to reflect it. Yeah, it just runs Android. Pretty cool. I will say this, why is this so cheap? Like I said, it's only like $90 or $100 because it's not as powerful as something like the Aim-Thor. This is running a Snapdragon, I want to say 662, if I had to remember off the top of my head, which is enough to play PSP, PS2, most PS2, GameCube, maybe a little Wii U if you're lucky. Which device is this? The Mangmi Air X. Mangmi. It's a new company. I've literally never heard of them. Screen looks okay so far. You've got a little RGB. So this is, the colors might not come through on the webcam. This is like a brownish gray. It's not really like SNES gray. It does. It's kind of brown. And then this is not red. This is like maroon. So it's like a brownish hue across everything. The buttons are brown. The gray is kind of brownish. It's okay. I would prefer it not to be brown. I don't know what the idea was there. But I don't really care that much about aesthetics. But overall, I mean, look, it's got the big wing triggers. That's pretty nice. Clicky bumpers. Can the mic pick that up? No, because I have a filter on, but maybe if I keep talking, it'll work. Link? I don't have a link. But I'll find a link. Let's see. Mangmi Air X. 106. Okay, so I guess it went up in price. Because, oh, I do remember. It's because when it first came out, they had a sale. But I saw that they're selling this on Amazon for like 160. I'm like, unless you need this within 2-day shipping, I'm like, dude, just buy it from them directly. Wait 2 weeks and get it. Like, that's a lot of extra money. I just checked AliExpress and they want 300 plus Australian for me to import it. Ouch! Don't buy that. I have not checked AliExpress or anything. I've only checked their main site and Amazon in America, so I wouldn't say. The PS Portal has the best handheld ergonomics that I have experienced. Yeah, dude, because it's just like a normal controller. It feels so good. SD cards are worth their weight in gold right now. Yeah, that's true. The flat edges hurt my Gunnar tendon too. Is that what we're calling it now? It just hurts, man. And you know what? If anyone's played the 3DS a lot, the 3DS had a Kid Icarus game. And it was one where you would hold the controller like this, and remember, it's flat, right? And you do like this to hit that right trigger, just like this, right? And you use the stylus with your left hand. This killed me so much when I played that, I had to like sell the game. I truly could not play it. It hurt so bad because to hit that thing perfectly, it pulls. It's like, look how my finger is extended like this. This is how I would normally play, so it's okay. But if I have to do this, which is how that game expected you to play, this is pulling on this tendon so bad. Just doing this is like killing me. and I could not play the game. It sucked. Okay, let me put in the micro SD card. Maybe they gave me some games. That'd be cool. I doubt it though. This thing was brand new in the packaging. I love that we still call it the TF card, even though it's not called the TF anymore. It's got a headphone port. It's got USB-C charging, but not fast charging. So this is not going to be a super fast charge. Dude, I don't know why they do this. Every device lets you use a micro SD card, but you can't put it in with just your thumb unless you have very long nails. So you got to use a long to push it in. So it doesn't come with any emulators already pre-installed, but you can tell it to. You know what's really cool in these is using like GameHub or Game Native to play Steam games. That is awesome. I did that a lot in the past. Dude, the fact that you can play a lot of Steam games on Android now is amazing. I can't believe how good it works for so many games. And the only bottleneck right now is the CPU chips. They're just not strong enough yet. I think the best is the AYN Odin 3, and that one, man, it can play some games. It's pretty crazy. Like, how do I get to storage? I want to see if storage disk. Okay, they didn't put anything on the disk. Okay, that's fair. Feels pretty good actually. I don't know. I could see myself playing on this. It's not too small. And like I said, it's like a smaller Switch Lite, and it runs Android. And if you want to play, I think people consider it a PSP because the PSP is the best it can do, and PSP is like a widescreen when everything else at the time wasn't widescreen. So like GameCube and PS2 were all natively, 4:3, but PSP was 16:9. So people love to play PSP on this, and I don't think it's strong enough to play Vita, but GameCube, PS2, PSP, Dreamcast, a tiny amount of Wii U, I believe, would work. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Looks good so far, and it feels pretty good for a $100 device, dude. I've tried out devices like this that were like 150, and it didn't feel this good. But I guess I'd have to see the performance. But just out the gate, the fact that it has Android's awesome. Android's just easy, man. It's just easy compared to like running their little weird Linux stuff. If anyone's used the cheap ones, you know what I'm talking about. They're fine, but this is just easy. And you can run any Android. You can run Android games on these. Like Dead Cells, all the Final Fantasy games, they all have Android versions natively. They're awesome. Symphony of the Night has an Android version. Stardew Valley would play on this. Hollow Knight, no. Hollow Knight, if you used the Game Native Steam thing, that would work well. So I'm excited to try this out. We'll see. Not the most powerful, but for the right person, it could be pretty cool. Jason, I used the link on my phone, and it is correctly 106 USD. That's a bit more reasonable, but it would cost me close to 190. Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot. Don't buy it. I don't even know if it's good yet. So far, it looks okay. Did you just use an SSD to push in an SD card? Yeah. He used a $200 part to push in a $60 part. I can't get it in. I'm telling you. I can't even get it out. Let me see. Can I stick my nail in there? I can't even get it out. Like, I don't have the nails for this. They put it so recessed that you have to do. So what I usually do, y'all are gonna hate it if I showed you. Where is it? I either use the SSD or I do this. Because it's the only thing long enough and sharp enough that allows me to pull it out, okay? So would you prefer that? Or would you prefer this? Perfect. And no damage to my hand. Ah. Let's see if it fits in the case well. Oh, case is pretty standard. Nothing too crazy here. Soft inside, hard outside. Whoa, it fits in the case? I will say this is one of those devices that I probably would use a case because it's small enough that you can actually fit this in a backpack, and you don't want this like banging around, scratching the screen inside your backpack, so I would probably put it in this. Things like the Steam Deck that are just big enough, I feel like they're too big to put into their own case and then put that case into your backpack. So I've used alternatives in the past, but these smaller ones, yeah, that's pretty strong. I would have no problem shipping it like this. Like this would be fine. That's pretty good. That a common complaint for you? Can't get it in? It's just hard, dude. It's just so small. But is cloud gaming a hot dog or a taco? It seems like everyone's saying taco. Yeah, cloud gaming is a taco. I mean, that's just science. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I look forward to messing around with this. We already have one. We have the Ain-Thor 2 Grimlong. My wife actually played through Mother 3 on it recently to test it out, and yeah, that thing's awesome. But it's also way more expensive. You know what I mean? That thing's awesome, yeah. But this is $109. Pretty good. I think if you really want Android, if you don't care about Android, there are cheaper ways to get this. That would still run. Well, no, they don't run PS2 or GameCube. That's like the deciding factor for these chips. They either run PS2 or GameCube or they don't. And there are so many devices that run under PS2 and GameCube. They'll run up to N64, Dreamcast, PS1, and that's it. So many, I'm telling you. And you can get those for dirt cheap. The second you want PS2 or GameCube, that's when you start paying more. The second you want Android, that's when you start paying more. But there's just so many of these cheap devices. People can't help themselves but buy multiples. And I get it, they're addicting to collect because they're so affordable. Still, it's pretty nice, pretty cool. That's not bad at all. I wonder if you can change the color of the RGB, because just having those orange nonsense would be very annoying. Imagine you're playing on an airplane and you look over and someone has these bright orange LEDs in the middle of the night. That would suck. These are like really the best on airplanes because they're super small. They do fit in your bag even more so. The battery lasts much longer than something like the Steam Deck, and they don't require the internet to work well. The Steam Deck, a lot of the time you can't play games because you gotta stay connected to the internet, or you gotta validate, or you gotta update, or you gotta cloud sync, etc., etc., etc. These things, you're good to go. So the last 2 trips I took something like this instead of a PC handheld, and it was pretty good. But not everyone's into retro gaming. I impulse buy them like crazy. I just got the Retroid Pocket in today. You're not alone in that, Grimlong. I feel like a lot of people do. That's very common for people to have multiples, and they don't play them. they just enjoy collecting them. I wonder if the RGB can be turned off. I'm sure it can. There's no way they wouldn't turn that off. Everyone I've ever used has a way. Even the cheap $20 ones, they have a way to turn it off. So I'm sure they do. I do like the giant fan on the back. I was worried there wasn't going to be one. That's pretty big. I wonder how loud it gets when you max it out. Pretty cool. I'm actually playing through Final Fantasy VI right now. On Steam, though, I'm playing the Pixel Remaster, and so this might be a perfect way to test it, because this can definitely play that. But using it from Steam through something like GameHub or Game Native would be a great way to play this on. And it is widescreen support, and so this would be a nice little way to play it. So maybe I'll try it out. The main way I've been playing that game is I use it as my treadmill game. So what I usually do, this desk is a a standing desk. And so what I'll do is I have my controller right here, and I have a walking pad that I plug in underneath here. And I'm sure you've seen them, like the walking pads or whatever. And I will lift this up, run the game on my PC, and then just walk on the treadmill because it's too hot in Texas to walk outside most days during the summer, and it's already starting to get hot. And then I just, as I'm walking, just play like this, and I'm not doing any running. This is just for like casual getting your steps in, but it's better than not doing it, and it works pretty well. And Final Fantasy VI isn't so demanding that I'm having to like do a lot of stuff. You know, it's turn-based. There's not much to do, and there's not too much intricate thinking you have to do. So it's like the perfect game to pass the time, the perfect game to like not fall off the treadmill, if that makes sense. If you've ever tried gaming on a treadmill, sometimes your motor controls translate to like your walking path, because just that's how our brains work, and sometimes you start like skittering this way or that way. Final Fantasy VI doesn't do that. That's pretty cool. Am I better off getting a used Steam Deck if I can get a good deal on one? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Nathan. Especially now, yeah. If you want a Steam Deck, you should certainly buy a used one, yeah. Kefka is the best Final Fantasy villain of all time. Well, so, no spoilers. I'm not that far into the game. So far, from what I've seen, Kefka, they have not revealed to me any background lore about Kefka. All I know so far is that he is incredibly evil, literally doesn't care about anyone. He's willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to get what he wants. He's a clown, I guess, just from like looking at his sprite and his thing. The few times I fought him, he looks like a clown, like a jester. But he's not like the king, but he has a lot of power, I guess. I don't know, like, so far it has not been revealed any reason why he wants to be so powerful. So if it turns out that he's just evil for being evil's sake, that doesn't work anymore in modern storytelling. We always have to have the best villain is the one who believes that they are in the right. You know what I mean? So like I look forward to learning more about Kefka to understand why he's so evil and what he truly wants. Because if he just wants power for power's sake, that's kind of boring. But a lot of people like Final Fantasy VI, so I'm sure it's not that simple. But I've been enjoying it so far, I will say. There's a lot of things that I'm just like surprised they got away with on the Super Nintendo, like the branching paths. That's like three. You have to play all three. It's like, which way do you want to do first? But it lets you pick. That's surprising. And I did the Opera House scene in the Pixel Remaster. They actually voiced that whole song, and so that was pretty cool. Like they did 3D kind of like no, not 3D, 2.5D of the Opera House during that whole sequence, which is a huge upgrade from the original. And then they did actual voice acting in it to play the song, and that was pretty cool, I'll admit. And then I watched it later, what it was like on the original, and I'm like, yeah, the Pixel Remastered, pretty cool. It made him a little touched. Okay, well, that's a spoiler, but yeah. Luckily, that's all kind of, yeah, we kind of assumed that. But he hasn't really revealed too much yet, but yeah. I'm enjoying it though. It's more amazing to me some of the stuff they did on Super Nintendo, like how they were able to convey emotion on little pixel sprites like that in the 16-bit era. Is amazing, man, amazing. And having the musical score, they redid all the music for the Pixel Remaster, so it sounds even better. Just all these like little quality of life stuff. You can quick save at any time on the Pixel Remaster, which is fantastic, man. I don't have to wait till I find a little sparkling thing. I can just save basically whenever, which is so much better. I really hope they remake FF6. I think they are. Because you know what? They are releasing like today or tomorrow a boss in Final Fantasy XIV that is Kefka. and I don't mean like it's kind of Kefka. I mean, it is Kefka. You can fight Kefka in Final Fantasy XIV. They've made a whole raid boss around him. And people are thinking, and so that means we're going to see a fully realized 3D Kefka in a video game outside of Dissidia. We've seen it before in Dissidia, and a few other stuff. But I mean, a modern take on it. We haven't seen one in a long time. And so it's going to be really cool. They've released some pictures of it. It looks really cool. And so people are thinking that is like the primer to announce that they're going to do a remake, which would be cool. And it always works out that way, dude. When I play a game for the first time, it's almost guaranteed they're going to remake it within a year. You know, I played Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag for the first time 6 months ago. And then like a few months later, they announced the resynced version. I'm like, damn it. That has happened like 4 times in my life. So maybe 5 actually. So I think it will probably happen again. Now that I'm playing 6, they will announce a remake. The Pixel Remaster helps with Savine's blitzes. Yes. You can see what inputs that you did, and if you mess up, you can start over. Yes, that has been very helpful. I heard about that too. I can't imagine doing that without it, because even with the help, I was messing them up the first time around because I just kept pressing A randomly because I'm so used to, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's been very forgiving on his blitzes, which has been fantastic. Yeah. Blind Tag, what's up, man? The cloud gaming sucks. I agree 100%. I'd rather feel my room get hotter than a data center 10 million miles away do the hard work. I disagree. If that's the only reason, I'm going to say no. The data center wouldn't be 10 million miles away from you. I would probably, I mean, if you live near a major American city, which I know you do, it would probably be within a couple hundred miles at most. And I don't want to get my room hot, dude. I've played in the summer for many years, my whole life, running a gaming PC, and I have to spend more money cranking the AC to compensate for it because it's unbearable. Like, I can't sit in the room. So like, if I pay $10 for a cloud subscription, that saves me $15 on my electrical bill. Awesome. I don't have to pay the money to actually run the gaming PC like I would normally. I don't have to pay the money to cool the room after heating it up, which is so inefficient. I can just play cloud and just play in a nice cool room, and it's almost just as good. I don't know. For that reason, I say, yeah, that's not that bad. That's not that big a deal. There are obviously pros and cons, but if you've chosen the one pro that's hard you've chosen the one pro that is hard to justify otherwise. He gets one where you have to do a complete circle to do it. It was a pain on SNES. Yeah, I can imagine that. Even the quarter circle is like the first one for Aura Cannon. And I don't even have to do a quarter circle. So I can do a quarter circle on a D-pad because I have Street Fighter training. But I believe now it's so easy that I don't even have to press like down left. I can just press down then left and it'll automatically do it. Like it simplifies it so much so you don't have to overthink about it, which is great because I'm walking on a treadmill. You know what I mean? So yeah, I did notice that. Like, I'm like, wow, this is really simple. I don't have to do too much, but I still have to pay attention because I can mess it up. And yeah, they do that. Doing a whole circle, yeah, I can imagine that would be a total pain. Jason, my apology. What was that handheld again? For sure, man. That was the Mangmi Air X. And again, they are not sponsoring this channel. They did not pay me any money. I don't care if any of y'all buy it. I don't even know if it's good. But they did send it to me for free. And they wanted me to check it out. And said if I like it, make a short about it. And so it's, we'll see. Maybe. I will say I do have the Ain Thor, as Grimlong does too. And I do recommend that one if you have the money. But it is expensive. It's very expensive. So it's tough to say own an Ain Thor and a PC handheld like a Steam Deck or something. They kind of are in the same wheelhouse sometimes. So maybe don't do that. But for the cheapest Android one you can get, this seems okay so far. So look more into it. I'm sure There's a lot of reviews for this already. This came out months ago. This is not brand new. Dude, you could play cloud streaming on this. Oh, dude. I should put GeForce Now on this, and then I can play Expedition 33 on this. Do you guys see the benefits of cloud gaming sometimes? This thing costs $100 and I can play AAA games on it? How can you not see the value in that? Stupid. Although that's a nice use case, dude. Dude, imagine playing AAA games on a $100 device on cloud, obviously, but it's pretty funny. Cloud streaming is for some dumb ass bitch visiting for a short while. Huh? I'm gonna write "huh" and put a question mark because I don't know what you mean. Visiting for a short while. You mean like a gaming tourist? I have the pre-order Steam Deck. I have used it for like 3 hours. Dang, I use the Thor almost every day. I need to sell the Steam Deck. Yeah, hey, good time to sell the Steam Deck, man. It's probably worth more now. Yeah, the Thor is really nice, but I have to use a grip on it, dude. I can't play without it. I can play some games, like if they don't require too much input, like Final Fantasy VI, I could do okay. But that's because I'm constantly being able to move my hand. But if it's cloud gaming or a modern game, it's not happening, man. I need the grip. Definitely need the grip. But it is pretty cool. I only put on my hoodie last second. It's not cold, it's actually very hot. I have to run the AC. But because I'm actually wearing the t-shirt version of this hoodie underneath, which is pretty funny. But this shirt is like so stretched out and horrible now. It's just like old, and like I overused it and I stretched it out one day and it's never the same. So like it just looks like this, and I didn't want to wear it on stream. So I very quickly put the hoodie on. But the AC's on, so it's not that bad. But it's gonna start getting hot, dude. We've already started to hit in the 90s in Texas, which for those of you outside the US who don't use Amerilard units, in the summer here, it'll get around 40C or 39C on basically every day for about 2 months. So from like July and August, it's like literally every day 39 degrees C. Every single day. And we get excited when it's like 36. You know what I mean? It's like, God, how it's so sad. And so we don't go outside. It's actually dangerous to go outside for too long. Like we have these big signs everywhere that say, don't get heat exhaustion, don't leave your kids in your car, don't stay in your car, use AC, drink water, do this. It's like everywhere because it's such, and with the 100% humidity in my part of Houston, or my part of Texas, which is Houston, it's actually dangerous. It's like really, really dangerous. So like people are ultra aware here of like how to stay safe during the summer, and our power bills go crazy in the summer because the houses are just unbearable without it. Every time I hear Texas, it makes me want In-N-Out. That's interesting because In-N-Out is a Californian treat, but we do have In-N-Out, yeah. But yeah, Houston alone has like 3 or 4 of them. I think Dallas has like 5 or 6 now. They've been building them out. My wife loves In-N-Out. What sucks is that we live in a convenient location that we are within 25 minutes of an In-N-Out, but we are within 25 minutes of every In-N-Out. So it's like none of them are close. It's like, which one do you want to go to? They all take about 25 to 30 minutes to get to, which is so frustrating. I hope they put one closer. But we don't go that often, so it's not that big a deal. But it is kind of a funny, if you look at the map, it's like they are so perfectly placed out around us and we can't get to one that quickly. Are you the guy with the 60 days of cloud gaming video? I am, dude. That's me. That's me. What's up? Did you hate it? You're in Germany? Dude, Germany mentioned? I talk about Germany a lot on the channel. I don't know if you have noticed. I talk about the power bills in Germany. I talk about nuclear energy. I talk about the people, the food. a lot of the gaming. If anyone's familiar with, oh man, I forgot his name. How did I forget his name? Wolfgang. Wolfgang's channel is a German YouTuber who I really like a lot. He doesn't make videos that often, so I forgot his name. I'm already dying with 30C in Germany. I definitely prefer autumn and spring. It's tough, man. Yeah, especially in most parts of Europe, they don't use AC that often or at all. So I feel your pain, man. I was once arrested in Germany. Oh my gosh. Why are troops always getting arrested when they're abroad? What's going on with y'all? Did you get a tattoo on your chest, Dylan, of something inappropriate? It's certainly not cold in Texas. Yeah. It's, I mean, we just had like a few days of super cold, which I'd say some places don't consider cold, but to us, it's pretty cold. We drink too much? Yeah, but so do Germans. Surely they would be okay with it. Wolfgang is the reason I built a NAS. Awesome. Wolfgang's channel is amazing. It is a shame that he doesn't upload more videos. Yeah, I agree. Dude, Wolfgang's great, man. His NAS builds are pretty reasonable, and he does a good job of presenting it and being in a very simple way, and he puts some jokes in there that I really enjoy. You know what's funny is that Wolfgang, I've been following him for like 6 years now. It's pretty crazy. He originally posted videos as like a way to post videos on 4chan. So if you go back and you watch his earliest videos, he makes a lot of references to 4chan, which is pretty funny. I mean, he was quite young at the time. He was probably 18, so I give him a pass. But it was pretty funny to go back and see, because he's such like a normal person. You wouldn't ever think of him to be like an uber edgy 18-year-old on 4chan. But I think he kind of got away from that as he got older, of course. And I remember there was a video he made where he had painted his nails in one of his videos just randomly, and like, you know, you could see it in the video, and a lot of people got very I guess mad at him for it. And then he made a video. It's literally like, F you, I'll do whatever I want. If I want to paint my nails, I'll paint my nails. Shut up. I'm like, wow, okay. Shout out to you for making a dedicated video to this, to calling out people who call you out. I love it, man. But I like him a lot. I like the way he delivers his content. It's not too flashy, and it's well edited and well thought out. And I think he's got some good ideas on energy efficiency, especially coming from Germany. And we don't have enough European YouTubers in the tech space that are like that large. There's a lot of them, obviously, but a lot of them aren't super big. Especially outside of the UK, there's not that many that get that big. So it's super nice to see more and more of that. I'm covered in Zelda tattoos because I'm a huge nerd. Grimlong, you know, Zelda tattoos are a millennial mating call. It's like a millennial peacocking at this point. If you see someone with a Zelda tattoo, you can assume they're like 40, which is not an insult. I'm just it's a very common thing. There's people in your age range got a lot of Zelda tattoos at that time. Like it was very popular for a while there. How many Zelda tattoos do you have? You said you're covered in them? My goodness. What was my first video I saw from you? As a cloud enthusiast, as a supplementary service, I agree with a lot of you said. It was just sad that you missed the chance to use other services with other models. Yeah, for sure. I want to try out more, for sure. But, you know, I'm only one guy, and I'm actually paying for them myself. So I can't justify buying 10 services in the same month. You know what I mean? Especially because the videos don't get any views. So the only way I can justify is paying 1 month for one, and then 1 month for another, and then 1 month for another. So I think eventually I will get to a point where I like try them all for a month, and maybe in like 6 or 7 months I could do another video saying I tried out all of them. And the problem is that most people who make videos like that, when they say they tried all of them, what they really mean is that they tried them for like 5 minutes. Yeah, I tried GeForce Now for like 5 minutes, and then I tried Booster Raid for like 5 minutes, then I tried Shadow for 5 minutes. I'm like, dude, you need more. You need more games. You need more time. You need to actually get your feet wet. You need to get in there and like actually do the work, because you can't just test it. There's more to these services. People put all of their gaming sense into these services. You need to make sure they work. You can't just say, oh, anecdotally, it worked for me that one time, which a lot of the people who hate cloud gaming now, they basically tried it once 8 years ago and they hate it, and they talk about that as if nothing's changed since that one time. You know what I mean? They haven't kept up with it. And so as things get better, they're not there. So it's hard to take them seriously sometimes. I am 40. Exactly. Full sleeve that is making its way onto my chest and back now. And of just Zelda? That's amazing. Very, very cool. Oh, my ringer's on. That's fun. A full sleeve? Wow. That's crazy, man. Very cool. I absolutely understand it. The 60 days was what sold me on watching the video. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. The video did not do well from a certain perspective. I think it did well because I did the due diligence and I put in the work to make it. And it's one of my longest videos ever, actually. I don't know if y'all noticed that. I don't like to make long videos because I like them to be concise. But I felt like a lot needed to be said and warning signs, so I made it a little longer. And so I'm glad I did it. Like, truly, and when I say I only use cloud gaming for 2 months, I mean that. Like, Dylan, you remember when we played Overwatch that one time with your daughter and my friend? I was playing, that was part of the challenge. That was when I was using GeForce Now at the time. So literally every game I played was on cloud gaming for 2 months. Like, all of them. I didn't not do it. Like, truly every single game. I didn't go away at all. Because I wanted to test it. I wanted to say, like, I don't want, because people who are using it might not have a backup. They might not have a way to say, well, I'll just use the gaming PC for this one. So I felt like that would be cheating. I wanted to feel like what it actually felt like from that type of perspective. And 2 months is a long time, actually. So it was successful in that sense of using it in a way that was constant. But I think there are just so many cloud haters, and they are very loud, that they came in and they all downvoted the video and kind of piled on, and that hurt the video's reach, unfortunately. So I think it's going to hit a wall at how many views it gets, which is unfortunate considering how much money and time I spent on it. But I'm glad it helped some people, or it actually got some info out there. At the very least, it helped some people, or gave them an idea of what it's like over a long period of time, and not just, sitting down at a couch and trying it for 5 minutes each. There's just so much more than that. Damn, it's already 8:30? Sheesh. Grimlong, are you coming on to me? Can you guys stop flirting? That site is so bright. Quality-wise, and especially since you were new to cloud gaming, this was a great video. YouTube algorithm can be really hard. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to Germany. I try my best. But you never know. That's why it's hard to get mad at some videos. Some videos, like, out the gate, they are like, boom, full charge, 1 out of 10, which means, like, this video is doing great. People are loving it. It's fantastic. Zooms to, like, 10,000 in, like, a day, which is pretty good for my channel. Like, wow, this thing is going the distance. And then it's like, and it flatlines. So most videos don't do that. What most videos do is they do a little bit big at the start, and then they kind of start to do this, and then kind of evergreen content will keep going up a little bit each day, like a very slight one over time. But some videos, the ones that come out the gate the hardest and the fastest, literally are just like, boom, flatline, boom, flatline. Like it's like 10,000 in a day, and then like 100 the next day, and then like 20 the next day. And it's like, wow, what happened? Like truly, this thing was going crazy. It had good, like all the analytics show that people like this video, really high retention rate, click-through rate, everything's going crazy. And then YouTube just decides, that's enough. You've earned it. You don't get enough. You don't get any more. You've done enough. But on the adverse side, there are videos like this one where they start out pretty slow, but they are evergreen content in a way that they will just gather views over time. And so it'll be like 100 every day or 200 every day, and that adds up. You know what I mean? Or maybe even 500 a day. And it's like, that's not a huge amount, but over time, it'll start to get really, really big. So like, I have a video from a year or two ago that was about external GPUs, and it was one of my worst videos. Truly, I hate it. I still don't like it because my equipment broke, and so I had to film the screen with my camera because I just needed to get it out. It's one of my most popular videos with the most views, unfortunately, to this day. And it's because it's evergreen content and people keep clicking on it. It like literally started out and it came out the gate bad. It's like, this is a 10 out of 10. Everyone hates this video. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. But over time, it's just been like, just keeps going, and people can talk about it all day. So it's like, it's hard to say. Like, I can sit here and be upset that the video doesn't have a lot of views, but you never know. Maybe it'll come back. It could be evergreen, you never know. That's why you can never get too upset that a video doesn't do well, because you just never know. And there's no point in like getting mad about it and sitting around and moping. You just start on the next video. You just move on. That's YouTube, man. It's like, it's either hit or not, and there's no point in dilly-dallying about stuff that didn't work. It's so infinite. There's so many videos other people make. You can never just sit and think like, why didn't people watch this? It's like, no, just move on, make the next video. Maybe that one will hit. It doesn't, make the next one. Maybe that one will hit, and you just keep doing that. The story about that video with the broken equipment is real funny. Dude, that sucked. Truly. That was when I still wasn't, like, the channel didn't have a steady voice, and I didn't know how to work my equipment, and I could not, I forget what happened. Like, my recording thing, I had a capture card, and I think the capture card broke, or the cable broke, and I couldn't wait for another replacement, or I didn't want to buy it, or something happened. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to record the screen. And so it's like me pointing a camera at a monitor, doing a benchmark, and talking over it. And I don't know. In your mind, I'm like, this is garbage. This is like amateur stuff, dude. This is something someone who's never made a YouTube video would do. But there's also an authenticity to it that I think people can understand. People don't like extremely polished sometimes. They kind of like things that are like, a little bit simple, or a little bit crunchy. You know what I mean? Like, they like to feel like it's not crystal clear 4K, perfect everything, and everything's timed down and so corporate and processed. It's like sometimes YouTube was built on people just filming themselves and being very real and authentic and genuine. And so like a part of that still is very important to viewerships, whether they know it or not. Live sucks sometimes, but maybe everything happens for a reason. Yeah, exactly, man. So you can never get too upset. You just move on. You just move on. Speaking of other creators, I miss Oz Talks Hardware. I could listen to that guy read the phone book. Amazing narrating voice. Yeah, dude. He likes to disappear, doesn't he? I think he made a video a few months ago, but then he disappears again. I have his info, but we're not like super close or anything. I haven't talked to him in over a year and a half, probably maybe 2 years even. Oh, he built one a month ago, but then yeah, before that it was 4 months ago. Like, yeah, he just likes to just drop videos, and he has such a dedicated viewer base that he can make a video about anything, and it's like guaranteed to have at least 50,000 people who would click on it no matter what. And his his thumbnails are very simple. Man, some of them are blown out from like a lighting perspective. It's very crunchy, but it just doesn't matter. Like if people see his face and they know him and they like him, they'll click on it no matter what. It doesn't really matter. That kind of brand recognition is something that I like thinking I need to put my face in my thumbnails for more often, but he doesn't put his face in all his thumbnails. Most of them he doesn't. But as he has a consistent style that I think people are aware of. And so I don't know, he's figured it out. I don't know what he's doing. I hope he's doing okay. He's a very nice guy. You guys collabed once, I remember. It was about a pad power supply. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was probably the last time I heard from him. No, I take it back. I heard from him after that. It was last November. So not the one most recently, the one before that. I had scheduled him. I wanted him to come on the live stream and like do like we could talk and hang out and just do like a collab there. And he was just very busy and it was hard to get a date down. And I'm like, okay, how about this date? And it was like a couple months in the future and around Thanksgiving. He goes, yes, right there. I'll put it on the calendar. No problem. And then I hit him up a few times after that and he didn't respond. I'm like, he must be extremely busy. He can't follow up on this, unfortunately. And he was doing it for free, so it's not like I'm gonna hunt him down or anything. I just moved on. Like I said, we're not that close, so it wasn't that big a deal. But I hope he's doing okay. Because he's a nice guy. And that, you know what, that video that he collabed on, I think that's my most popular video of all time. And I don't think it's because of him. He has a very small portion of it. Okay, it has now been surpassed, but it's number 2. It's at 500,000 views, which is pretty crazy. I'm not sure why that video did well. I don't know. It's just like any other video. I think the jokes in it kind of hit. They're on point, and there's an authenticity to it, and it's got a nice little collab in it, and the pacing is good. The thumbnail is different. It's like it's got a blue computer case. It looks cheap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Some videos just hit and some don't. People still watch that video to this day, which is nuts. Damn, if I could hit 500,000 views on every video, oh man, I would be set. That would be so sick. To be one of those people who's able to hit 500,000 views on every video. One day. About cloud gaming. People always hated it for no reason. I mean, people don't have to like it, but sometimes you hear from their answers that they don't even know the services and how they work. Yeah, they kind of just talk out of their ass, don't they? I can't count how often I had discussions with people stating false claims about services as arguments, but now I at least understand with Rampocalypse the hate against everything running on server. True. Would it be possible to make the music slightly more silent, disturbing a bit listening to you? Yeah, sure. These people don't tell me that. They don't tell me that it's loud. People love budget building content, man. Yeah, I think that's part of it too. Yeah, about cloud gaming, you know what's funny? I heard that a lot about the Steam Deck as well. So when the Steam Deck first came out, I made a ton of content on the Steam Deck for like a year or more, like 2 years after Steam Deck came out. I made a lot of content on it. And I got a lot of comments on people who thought they didn't know what the Steam Deck was, and they would speak confidently about it in a way that tells me they don't know. So it's one thing to say, I don't like this, here's the reason. That's fine. But if you say, I don't like that, here's a reason that doesn't make sense, that is wrong, right? The reason, and when I say wrong, I mean it like literally makes no sense. It's like, I don't like mustard because it's blue. It's like, well, mustard's not blue actually. So why are you saying that? You know what I mean? It's like a lot of that kind of stuff. They say things that are not true. And it's not because they're lying. It's because they either made it up or they heard it from someone or they misconstrued it or they just don't know. And so they just make things up. And then people read that and then they also go, huh, I didn't know that was true. And then they spread it and then they comment and then they comment. And that's just how it works. So I got tons and tons of comments on the Steam Deck saying it can't even run games locally. So the problem is that people thought the Steam Deck was like the Logitech cloud machine. They thought the Steam Deck couldn't run games locally. Like, dude. Or a lot of comments saying it's basically just a phone. Like, dude, it's not a phone. What are you talking about? It's like Not even close. Like they would say things that it's like, I don't know where it came from because it's simply not true. And you see a lot of that with cloud gaming too. They'll say things that are outdated. They're like, I tried Stadia in 2016 and it was bad, so I hate cloud gaming. Like, that's fair, but a lot has changed in 10 years, bro. A lot. Like, the services have gotten better. I would suggest go and try it out or learn more about it before you're making this opinion. Things in technology are changing constantly. You can't have a set opinion forever. Things are always changing. Always. You can't. You can't just sit there and say, this is my opinion for life. You look like a fool. These are the same people who still to this day say, I don't like AMD because I don't like having driver issues. Dude, the driver issue thing happened nearly 20 years ago at this point. NVIDIA has driver issues all the time. So does Intel. You need to move on. That happened a long time ago and they fixed it. Like, we can't keep having this conversation of people saying this thing happened in the past, therefore I hate them forever. It's like, dude, they all have issues. Like, you can't do that. I think I would be a great YouTuber personality, but my interests are all over the place, so I don't think I could make a channel that would work. Give it a shot, man. I would always say, even if, here's the thing, YouTube has now, in all content, unfortunately, it's become a place where it's like, the only reason you would make content online is to become famous, right? Which is not how it used to be. It used to be like, consider it like writing poetry or painting a painting. You don't necessarily do it because you want to become rich and famous. You do it because you like the art of it and it's fun and you like creating something and you think you're going to be good at it and you want to hone your skill. It's what making a YouTube video is like, or making any content. You're honing how to video edit, how to get in front of a camera, how to public speech, how to do all these things, make a thumbnail, use Photoshop. There's a lot of little things you're learning along the way that ultimately culminate into a YouTube video. And whether 50 people watch it or 10,000 people or 1 million doesn't necessarily make it worse. It's still art in itself and you still learn the lessons from it. So I'd always say, like, if people want to make a YouTube channel, do it. It's not always about getting famous or getting rich or getting views or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you will learn a lot along the way and it's fun. So even if you like you make a channel that's like about everything, that's okay. People like that. But then you just got to be really on board. I've been retired for 10 years. I would just be doing it for something to do. Yeah, then do it. Why not? It's fun. You learn a lot. I'm telling you, a lot. There are so many different things you have to do. But yeah, I would totally recommend that. People hate change. New stuff scares them. It speaks outside of their echo chambers. It's as tribal as politics. Yeah, true. Yeah, Grimlong, we can start a channel where all we do is glaze Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 6. Yeah, dude. Y'all could. A Final Fantasy 6 Glaze channel? Oh, did you delete his message accidentally? I'll read it. It's okay. Blackie Ray Patrick says, I 100% agree, and it's so tiring. I was a Google Stadia founder. Some of the most viewed videos always spread wrong information, and people hated it because of that, but it wasn't true. Yeah. Yeah, in my opinion, a really heavily missed opportunity, and if Google Stadia didn't have the breadth to keep on improving, and if they didn't have the breadth to keep on improving, they shouldn't ever have started it. Cloud gaming is a slow burner. Very true. Yeah, and it's weird because Google has the money to do it, and they just didn't. Yeah, I'll follow you, Grimlong. Make a video, I'll follow you. You'd be surprised what people will click on, man. I watched a video the other day that was like, I think it had like 150 views. And I watched it all the way through. So like, don't think that just because it doesn't have views that it can't get viewed. I watched it. It was a video about a guy he made a video called "Y'all Don't Like Games Like That," and basically it was just him talking to the camera, basically saying how like back in the day, he's probably in his 30s or something. Back in the day, you'd go to someone's house and they would have all kinds of games on the shelf, like Super Mario Galaxy, Madden, a racing game, a shooter game, this, that, an RPG. Like, man, people played everything back then, and it would just be like the weirdest mix. Now, so many people, they like, it's like, oh, what do you play? It's like Rocket League and Fortnite. Oh, what'd you play last year? Rocket League and Fortnite. Oh, and the year before, Rocket League and Warzone. Oh, what about the year before that? A Football Manager. It's like, okay, so you play a very specific thing. And then it's like these same types of people who are saying like, yeah, that game shouldn't have won Game of the Year. It's like, well, which should have? You didn't play any of them, right? And he just kind of gives his opinion on that kind of thing, just from like a kind of like a frustrated standpoint, that people are too afraid to venture out, and all these free-to-play games and these live service games have like kind of bottlenecked people into like their own corners of the internet, where they don't try out new games anymore, but they still feel like they can go online and complain about games. It's the same people who are saying, every game is woke and trash. It's like, dude, you didn't even play it. You didn't play any of these games. Like, you don't get to have an opinion. I'm sorry. Like, you play 1 or 2 games every year, and you're acting like you can have a full opinion on something that you don't even know. And had 150 views, and it was a great video because he did a good job of presenting to the camera. It didn't have a lot of views, but it was still great. So I don't know. I feel like anybody can do a good job on that kind of stuff. I subscribed to his channel. I forget what it was called. After I watched that, here I'll give him a shout out because he did a good job. Let me see. Hold on. His channel is like primarily about games, though. It's just so y'all know. So if you don't like games, you might not like it. His name is Josh Greenfist. He has 2.2 thousand subscribers. Here, I'll post it. Go subscribe to him if you like games. He does a lot of talks about games, and he ranks stuff. And this guy plays some games, so I like that. I like that he doesn't just talk out of his ass. Like, look, he had a video last month that had 95 views, and it was pretty good. So, like, go give him a sub. What's his oldest video? He's been doing this for a while? 8 years? Nice. Good for him. Google always cuts their products and never supports them properly, even when they're still active. Rip Stadia. Yeah, Google is so famous for doing that. It's very, very frustrating. Google will cancel something quickly. Spaces, Stadia, and a lot of products got killed off before they could grow. I think there's a whole website dedicated to it. It's like called like did Google kill or something, and yeah, it's very frustrating. Patrick says, also lots of ways to combine cloud gaming with other products like YouTube. How cool would it have been to watch the advertisement of new Final Fantasy, press game, and instantly be inside of it? That would be pretty cool. And I think that's something that Amazon has said they want to do. So Amazon Luna is a cloud gaming service, if we just forget about it. And that's something they want to do with Prime, stuff like that, which would be very cool. Like, that kind of integration would be great. Had that one creator wanting people to boycott Claire Obscure because he thought Arc Raiders should be Game of the Year, although he never played it. Yeah, it's just, dude, it's so frustrating when people like give their opinion and they just don't know. It's not like I want to say their opinion's wrong. It's the fact that they don't have enough information to form an opinion, and that's why it's wrong. If he said, I played both games, this one should have won Game of the Year because I think it's better because of XYZ, I go, okay, fair enough. That's fine. But it's never like that, is it? Because the loudest people are some of the dumbest people ever. That is just how it works. Because only dumb people feel the need to run their mouth about stuff they don't know about. So that's who does it. Ugh. I just subscribed to his channel. Thanks for the recommendation. For sure, man. I think a lot of esports people think if you can't shoot someone in the game, it's not worth playing. Dang, someone took my third place icon. Oh, I forgot about that. The placement stuff. Yeah, Nathan took your third place, man. Yeah, that's what we call ball and gun gamers, Grimlong. Called ball and gun gamers. They don't play games unless it has a ball or a gun in it. And that's very, very true. There's like a large segment of people who only play ball and gun games, which can be great as part of a varied diet of different genres. But when you're only playing whatever the newest football is, so like Football Manager or whatever, and then the newest Fortnite, Call of Duty, whatever the month gun game is, and then they go online and start talking about other games. It's like, you didn't play them. You don't know anything about them. Don't run your mouth. I think Luna suffered a lot from Amazon failing in game production. Yeah, no one even talks about Luna. I vaguely remember the guy running Amazon Luna saying brain dead suit shit that was ignorant of gaming in general, but I forget what he actually said. Probably, man. I don't doubt it. Ball and gun gamers aren't real gamers. They are hobbyist gamers. I think hobbyist gamers are gamers. I don't like saying real gamer, fake gamer. Because I do believe if you play games, you're a gamer. If you play Bedazzled on your phone, you're a gamer. But there are different levels to it where somebody who opens up Bedazzled on is it Bedazzled? Candy Crush. They open Candy Crush on their phone once a month. There is the difference compared to that to someone who like plays 100 hours a month and like keeps updated on the news and understands like how game development works and understands different studios, and that like there is different levels. And that is what I would say is like a hobbyist, where you understand development and you appreciate and understand it. That there is a very big difference compared to the Candy Crusher. But I don't want to say like, you're only a real gamer if you have X amount of hours or if you only play X amount of games. But you shouldn't really have, I don't think the Candy Crush person is trying to say that Clair Obscur shouldn't have won Game of the Year. You know what I mean? At that point, I'd be like, okay, shut up. You don't know. You didn't play it. You don't know. I think as long as people like, that's why I will play games I don't even like. There are games that I've pushed through because I know I'm not going to like it that much, but I want to have the full context of it so that I can say I played it and I don't like it and here's why. Just like the cloud gaming stuff. Like I feel like people need to experience stuff before they make a big opinion on it, if they can. And that might just be personal, but that's just how I feel. Like people say like, oh, British food's so bad. It's like, you've never had British food. You've never been outside of your country. You've never been to a British pub. You don't know anything. Why are you saying that? Like, you don't know. You shouldn't say things on things you don't know about. You're just repeating stuff that people have told you. I heard it on Gamers Nexus. Yeah, but you didn't do it. I heard it from Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, but you didn't do it. You can't just repeat the stuff you hear from influencers as your own opinion. Because guess what? The only thing that comes out is that every influencer you watch, you're going to steal their opinion and you're going to think that you came up with it. But you didn't. You heard someone say it and then you repeated it because you didn't make your own opinion and you didn't hear any other dissenting opinions. You're latching onto the first one that you heard from an influencer you like, and then now that is your opinion. And then you go online and you type it in the comment section of everywhere 10 times over so that people think you're smart. No. Please go get life experience. Go do the stuff, then make an opinion. If you say, I went to the UK and I ate at every British place I could think of, and I tried 100 different things, and I don't like the food. Okay, you have earned the right to say that, and I actually value your opinion now because you did it. You did it, and you did it really good. And now you have a lot of info you can dump to me to tell me, what didn't you like? What did you have? Why didn't you like it? What was wrong about it? Where did you go? What happened? Tell me everything, and I will value your opinion and what you have to say. Except people who just go online and type one sentence that just makes no sense without any context and without any evidence and without any experience, I'm not going to listen to you. Sorry. You have not earned the right to have an opinion. You have not earned the right to have that because you're just parroting what you heard. So don't do it. Luna has canceled purchase of games on their platform. Might be going away soon. That's fair enough. Rimlong says he has over 2,000 Steam achievements and 43 perfect games on Steam. Ball and gun gamers are not the same. Well, that's what I'm saying. What if a ball and gun gamer played 500 hours of gaming a month? Does the length of time they played beat out over trying to like pass some arbitrary number of achievements or whatever in a game? Do you know what I mean? It's hard to quantify what is more important. Is like game spent, because if somebody tells me they play 500 hours of Fortnite a month, they can have an opinion on Fortnite, and they way more than I will have. So I would love to talk to them because they have a lot of opinions on it, and they have earned the right to say if they like that game or not, and what they don't like, and if they've compared it with other games they've played. They have earned the right. And so it's interesting how we quantify it. It's where like I know a woman in my college, she had like I think like 1,000 hours on Skyrim and like 2,000 hours on The Sims 3 at the time. And somebody tried to call her not a gamer. I'm like, dude, how can you have 2,000 hours in a single game and not be a gamer? What are you talking about? This person clearly loves the games that they play. Just because they're not playing 100 games a month, they're playing the same ones over and over. As long as they don't try to have an opinion on what I play, which they didn't, that's fine. They can love that, and that's totally valid. You know what I mean? It's hard to justify it. I just don't ever want to get into a point where I think like I say like this is a real gamer. Like they're different for sure. Like you said, somebody who has that many perfected games on Steam compared to someone who Candy Crushes or plays the newest Madden every year and that's about it. They're just different. They have different qualifiers and different desires and different use cases. But I don't want to discount anyone because I want, like I said with the channel, I want the most amount of people to play the most amount of games on the most amount of hardware the best they can, whatever that is. Beans on toast is fire. I've never officially tried it. I can't have an opinion on it, but English people seem to very much enjoy that. My wife loves British beans, so I'll say that. I don't think she's tried it on toast. I'd love to try it though, but I don't want to like follow a recipe and do it myself, because then I'm like saying if I don't like it, that means maybe I just didn't like the way I did it. Maybe I did it wrong. I want to try like a proper authority on it and say, okay, I tried this. I like it. I don't like it. It was from this place. They know how to do it. It's not my fault. Yup, that's how echo chambers work. Yup. I repeated the British food is bad meme for all of my life. Then I moved overseas for a short while, not England, where a full English was common in breakfast places. Did you eat it? Did you enjoy it? Where did you eat it and enjoy it and think like have like a come to Jesus moment, thinking like, why was I saying that? Or did you eat it and you go, I was right? Which could also be something you come to. Obviously we'd like to avoid those kinds of realizations, because you could say that about anything. Like we can all run our mouth 24/7. Eventually something's going to be right. You know what I mean? I could say every person in the world is a pedophile, and surely a lot of them will be. Hey, look, I was right. Look, I was right. You know what I mean? So we want to avoid those kinds of generalizations and know we want the information before we make accusations. But I understand where you're coming from. How was it? Proper food from a pub or club is amazing and decent value for money. Nice. I loved it so much I ate it almost every morning for 2 years. Wow. Every morning for 2 years. That's awesome. And see, now that I know you have that experience, I know in your mind, I understand you. You are a valued fountain of information and knowledge on a full English breakfast from whatever country you were in. But that doesn't necessarily mean you love English food. Maybe you didn't have anything else. Maybe a full English in the UK is actually different than the one in your country, the one that you were in. You know what I mean? Countries do things differently. A pizza in America is not the same as pizza in Italy. They're going to be a little bit different. So I wonder, you know what I mean? That leaves more options out there. Maybe you don't like English food. Maybe you like a full English breakfast, and maybe you only like it the way that country did it. And maybe you only liked it the way that restaurant did it. There's so many variables to it, you know what I mean? But it's nice that you can have that context, that you can share that information with people and be able to have that knowledge that you will have for the rest of your life. You've earned that privilege and you've earned that experience because you went through that and you did it yourself. So now you can figure that out and you can share that knowledge with friends, family, people online, your children, anything, and like just keep passing it on because you've earned that right and you've earned that privilege. I have to leave you for now. See you soon. Greeting overseas to Texas. Shout out to Germany. Thanks, Patrick, for coming in. Hope you have a good day. I'm sure it's daytime there. Let me double check this. Wait, that's not right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. 4 a.m.? Okay, so yeah, it is pretty early. Have a good one, man. Auf Wiedersehen. I think these guys want to play. We've been playing Divinity Original Sin 2. So just letting y'all know, we're going to call it in like the next 10 minutes. I usually only like to do these 2 hours. But we've been playing Divinity Original Sin 2, 4-player co-op online. And we are doing everything. Every nook and cranny. And if y'all have played it, we're playing on Tactician mode, which is the harder mode, but I don't think it's the hardest mode. I think it's just hard. 2 of us are new players. 2 of us have played before. All of us have played Baldur's Gate, so we have some understanding of how games like that work. And it's been really fun. It's really fun. We just got into Act 2, but like I said, we did every nook and cranny, and so it took us a long time to get to Act 2. A long time. We got into Act 2 at like, I think level 7 or 8, maybe level 8. And apparently that's really good. Like, that means you did everything and you did everything right. And like, you are ready for the challenge ahead, which is awesome. Because it is hard. Man, it is hard on the difficulty we're playing on. Some things just one-shot us and we are just going crazy. But it's super, super fun. If y'all played Baldur's Gate 3, go back and play Divinity Original Sin 2. It's like Baldur's Gate Light, but it doesn't use the D&D system. It uses kind of their own system, but it's pretty close. It's kind of the same thing, but a little bit different. But it's great. When do we want a community game again? Yeah, we gotta figure that out. Let me look at my schedule and I'll make a what's it called? An event on the Discord. If you guys are not in the Discord, go join the Discord. We're gonna start doing community games. We did it last time. It was a riveting good time. Discord link should be in the description of the stream. Go check it out. Dylan's been doing a pretty good job of posting a bunch of free games and stuff that get posted, which is awesome. Grimlong says, I just think working on your own car makes you about as much of a mechanic as playing just one game makes you a gamer. We don't really have a scale to put it on that doesn't sound like gatekeeping. Yeah, that's a fair take. I understand where you're coming from there, yeah. Yeah, totally. Like, I like to cook, but if someone who's a professional chef tries to tell me how to cook, I would probably value their information over mine because they have more experience with it and more understanding of the culture and the business and all that. And what I have is my small anecdotal evidence of, you know, what I do at my home. So totally understand where you're coming from. Yeah, big time. But you're right. It does sound like gatekeeping, but it's just simply somebody who plays a more varied width of games and has a better understanding of the business and how game development works and all that. They're going to have better knowledge on the subject than someone who's a ball and gun gamer or whatever. Generally, generalizations, but you know, generally, which means that their opinion could be more valid on a lot of that stuff because they have the information to back it up and they have the knowledge and the experience. So in those situations, yeah, absolutely. And as long as they're not going around saying, well, Fortnite sucks because it just does. It's like, well, the ball and gun gamers seem to like it. Did I see the Divinity 3 trailer? Yeah, I'm excited. That's why we decided to play it. The original Sin 2 has been in my backlog for like 7 years. It's been there for a while, and we have started the playthrough many times. The problem is that when you get to our age, of everyone in the chat, it is hard to get 4 grown adults online at the same time for a game that spans 100 hours. You know what I mean? So there's been several times where we've gotten new people and we go, okay, let's do this. And it just falls apart after 1 or 2 sessions because it's hard to get 4 people online at the same time who are willing to play for a few hours because you can't just play for like 30 minutes. It's not that kind of game. Luckily this time we have set aside time. We have a very schedule that is like, hey, these days, during these times, let's get online and play this game. And we all cleared our schedules, and it's been going good for the past 2 weeks, and it's been really fun. So I do look forward to Divinity 3. I think that'll be pretty cool. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 was just so good. I can't imagine them... If they make Divinity 3 just as good as Baldur's Gate 3, I mean, generational. Like, truly, it'll be awesome. But it took them so long to make Baldur's Gate 3. But I'm hoping that with the money they made from that game, which is so much. I mean, that game sold so many copies. It's absurd for such a small studio. When I say small, it's a big studio. I hope they hire so many people and they just throw everything. It's like, let's make this game faster. They have the money. They can do it. It's like trying to get a D&D group going. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Getting a bunch of people together at the same time, it's hard. Unless you set time aside on your schedule and say, we're going to do this every week, it's really, really hard. And people do that, and they still, like, they have it on their schedule, and they don't treat it like it's on their schedule. To them, it's still like, oh, I'll do this if I'm free. It's like, no, the idea is that you become free. That's the point. That's why you set aside time. Not this, oh, if I'm free, I'll do it. It's like, no, become free. That's how that works. There's even new Witcher 3 DLC. I saw that too, yeah. Pretty crazy. 9 years later, DLC, it's crazy. I mean, they made a new expansion for Diablo 2 25 years later, which is awesome. I mean, I love that they do stuff like this. It's so cool. Love that they can breathe new life into old games like that. I don't know how many people are going to play it, but that's still pretty cool. The fact that they can go back and make DLC for a game that old, like, they still have all the files. They have people on board who, like, are able to do that on the old engine. So cool. Okay. I'm going to call it there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks to the mods, Dylan Reluctant Hero, for being here. Are you married? I am married. I've been married for almost 10 years. No, 8 years. I've always been a forever DM. Very nice. Love D&D. But we're going to call it there, guys. Thank you for coming. Thanks for chatting with me. Thanks for anyone who watched the Cloud video and left a nice comment about your opinion on it, whether you like it or dislike it. Appreciate it. You guys are the smart people, so I know none of y'all are jerks in the comments. So I appreciate y'all always being the smart people in the conversation, always being the level-headed people in the comment section, and being able to bring that grace and civility to the rest of the jackals down there, if you know what I mean. So I appreciate it. Again, join the Discord if you haven't. It's in the comments below. like the stream, folks. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, hit the like button below. I'm sure that would help people watch it after. Next time, maybe I will do a stream where I build a computer, because I have a computer that needs to get built and I don't want to put it in a video. So maybe I'll just do that. Maybe next week. We'll see. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Have a great day. Appreciate it. Peace out. See you in the next one.